This look like a big deal to you?
Please, just one more day. I won't screw around. Just don't hurt me.
When I was on my way to work at the police station, I discovered a victim lying on the ground. Looking at the crime scene in front of me, I instantly deduced the killer's method.
The body was in full rigor, meaning the killer had struck a minimum of 8 hours ago. Decayed incisors, definitely a long-time drug user. Crack, cocaine, maybe both.
Based on the direction of the blood spatter on the ground, I figured the killer had quietly approached from behind, then delivered the fatal blow to the victim. Although I'm just a forensic intern, I believe my deduction was absolutely perfect. After excitedly sharing my findings with the police, my supervisor just smiled. Then he called over another colleague. She asked me to describe my findings in more detail.
The killer was standing in front of the victim when he shot him. You see the void in the blood spatter? That's where the killer was.
Back at the station, I quickly received a new assignment to investigate files related to drug cases from recent years in the archives. Although this was tedious work, I made a new discovery in the archive room. It turned out the Miami Police Department's murder case solve rate was less than 15%. All these killers became my targets. The next day, the station received a major case. A judge's son had been kidnapped. A severed finger was sent to the judge's home. The kidnapper seemed to want to threaten the judge into making an unjust ruling. After fingerprint comparison, it was confirmed that the finger belonged to the judge's son. Watching this scene, I felt incredibly angry. I wanted to personally punish this kidnapper. Now everyone at the station was searching for that kidnapper. I just needed to wait quietly. But to satisfy that urge inside me, I decided to handle another case first. Years ago, a mother was shot and killed. Her child became an orphan, but the killer was released due to insufficient evidence. I decided to personally catch this killer. The next day, I secretly snuck into his home. I would act after finding solid evidence. The killer's name was Jack. His main job was loan sharking. Jack had hurt many people through violent debt collection. Based on the borrower list I found on his desk and the schedule records on his calendar, I came up with a good idea. I decided to use myself as bait. First, I'd go borrow some money from Jack, but an excellent hunter always makes thorough preparations. I also needed a fake identity to avoid arousing his suspicion, so I had a colleague from forensics help me make a fake ID. Then I found Jack at a pool hall. I pretended to chat with him about borrowing money for sports betting, successfully struck up a conversation with him. At this moment, I recalled the list of his loan clients I saw at his house. I randomly mentioned a few names. I said I was good friends with them, so I easily borrowed $3,000 from him. The plan was half successful at this point. He required me to put up my ID as collateral. I gave him the fake ID. I never intended to pay him back. On Friday night, I arrived at the bar early, then deliberately lost all my money at the pool table. Watching my money disappear before my eyes, Jack immediately became very angry. He revealed the gun at his waist and forced me to come outside. This was his usual method. For broke losers who couldn't pay back, the best way was to let them learn a lesson with a gunshot. I showed a sly smile of success, then immediately put on a cowardly and timid act. I pretended to promise I'd definitely pay back in a few days. He left after making threats. I immediately got up and dug out the bullet that had just embedded in the tree. This was the most important thing in my plan. I compared this bullet with the records in the case file. They matched completely. With the evidence in hand, I could begin to act. That night, I secretly snuck into his house.
How the fuck did you get out?
When he woke up again, I showed him the crimes he had committed. I immediately became the judge and quickly eliminated this killer.